This is the video for the luxury report covering the neighborhoods of Coconut Grove and Coral Gables. So, if you're a buyer or a seller in Coconut Grove and Coral Gables and you're dealing in the $3 million plus market, this is the report that you're really going to want to read and understand and watch. And this is just the verbalization of what you'll get in my report itself. The Coconut Grove and Coral Gables markets in the last year have actually started to do very, very well. Last year we found, and this is true of the whole of Miami, we found that the luxury market kind of took a hit, and it didn't really take a hit because people started to pull back or there was a lack of desire or want or need. But things softened because buyers essentially were recognizing sellers were asking too much for the properties. They were extrapolating their numbers and they just weren't getting it. And that's really, really relevant when you look at places like Miami Beach. Coral Gables and Coconut Grove are a little different. And the thing to remember about these markets, and I gotta say, they're probably the markets I'm definitely the most bullish about. From a long-term perspective, as a luxury homeowner, these are the markets that I think will fare the best. Basically because they're primary markets. This is where people live all year round. This is typically what I'm talking about in the introduction of new ultra luxury in Coconut Grove. The kind of house that we never saw before, we never had it. Didn't exist until a couple of years ago. So now it does. And this is what's really moving the needle. This is what's really changing the way that people understand the market, because the Grove has more to offer than most of the other neighborhoods combined. It has a great sense of lifestyle. I'm not saying it's perfect for everybody, but if you're family orientated, your focus is probably going to be Coconut Grove or Coral Gables. And if you are looking for a luxury level of product, this is exactly what you'll be focusing on. Now, we use a term, we call it McModern. McModern is a term that we've referenced, and it is essentially meaning something that looks great in the pictures, it looks appealing, it looks like it's a hamburger, but it's not. And in the same way that a modern home or a luxury home with some of the McModern construction that's gone on, it looks modern, it looks like it's luxury, but it doesn't have 12-foot doors, it doesn't have 28-foot ceilings. It has basic grade finishes. The essential box looks on paper like a luxury product. And the key is when in choice, and again when we were selling this and when this was built, on the choice of good, better or best, best was chosen. Best will be chosen every single time, because this is what the ultra luxury buyer wants. This is listed for $3.6 million. It's featured on our website, and this along with our other buildings, whether it's Miami Beach or whether it's Key Biscayne, or whether it's Brickell, we handle this level of product. So what does that mean? What does ultra luxury mean? And what are we dealing with the luxury market in Coconut Grove? You're talking about $600 a square foot on a dry lot. You're talking on a wet lot, it could be $1,000 a square foot, could be more. So what we see within the dry lot, talking about the dry lot homes like this, is that the lots don't have to be massive. People aren't chasing 20, 30, 40,000 square foot lots. This lot is 10, that's sufficient. But what they do want is privacy. They do want high quality finish. And architecturally, we've moved to a more open floor plan. We've moved to wanting more open space because we migrate through our living areas now. We don't live in one area, which is one of the reasons why the Grove and the Gables has maintained and built traction in the luxury market, why Pinecrest has actually probably lost a little bit. It's drawn back this last year, the Pinecrest market, and please do go through, and this section is talking about the Grove and the Gables. But it's worth looking into Pinecrest and South Miami and these other areas that we cover, because it also gives a reflection. We've always used the term containment and contamination. The fact of the matter is these neighborhoods do offset and affect each other massively. Pinecrest, for example, has these 10,000 square foot homes with these separate dining, separate living, separate existence floor plans, which really, they just don't work anymore. People aren't really living that way. This is what the new buyer is looking for. They're looking for open concept. They're looking for a lot of light. they're looking for the organic feel, and they're looking for smart homes, they're looking for advanced technology, the ability to lock up electric blinds, electric lights, cameras, all off your phone. You had a lot of the classically designed property which had more of a Mediterranean feel. Now those have been, a lot of them, and certainly in the last couple of years, they've actually been taken and renovated, redone. And now we see that the dollar per square foot has risen, not because of an organic increase in value so much, but more just the quality of the product has increased so much. And that has a knock-on effect, because then what happens is we see one house get renovated, and then the neighbor renovates, and the other neighbor renovates, and there's a level of confidence that exists within these luxury markets, which is definitely apparent. And it's a very strong reason why we've seen the dollar per square foot go up so substantially over the last year.